So we are using the box frame method to draft a safari suit, and we'll begin by taking the border lines. As the name implies, a box, and the frame contains all the parts of the suit excluding the sleeves. So as you can see, I am drafting out the border lines. So after the border lines, what you're going to get right now is the button overlap allowance, which is 1 inch. As you can see, you indicate your points and then you join them with a straight line to get the button overlap, and that is 1 inch. As you can see, by doing this, you make sure you have a straight line because the button overlap is supposed to be straight. That's why I had 2 points and joined them with a straight line. Next, you are going to get the length of the safari suit. So in this case, the length is 30. You add 1.5, which is 31.5, and another 2 inches, that's 33.5. So the width is the bust, that's the chest. So 38 plus 14 divided by 2 will give you 26, and that's how we got the width line. So you come to the other side of the fabric too. You take your length, which was initially 30 plus 1.5 plus 2. So you join the lines together. The first line will be the 1.5 added. The second line will be the extra 2 inches that you added. This gives you the full length of the box, and then the chest plus 14 divided by 2 gives you the width of the box. Next is our muscle line. A muscle is 14, so 14 divided by 2 plus 2 will give you 9, and that is why we have 9 inches there. Next will be the pocket line, and in this case we are using 11 inches. Next is our midline. You get your midline from the shoulder to the navel, and in this case our midline is 16. So we'll join the 16 to get our midline, as you can see. So now we have our muscle line, our midline, and our pocket line. So you have 3 vertical lines, and then they are serving the purpose of the midline, the muscle line, and the pocket. Next is our back neck, as you can see. So the depth is 1 inch. Then you measure from where the 1 inch to the muscle line. You take half of the measurement, as you can see. You mark the point there. So next you take 0.25 inches from the width of your box frame around to the neck level. You draw a line to join those 2 points of 0.25 from the muscle line to the neck. So you come down to your midline and you take away 1 inch. You move up to your shoulder. You divide your shoulder by 2 plus half. In this case, that's 16 divided by 2 plus half will give you 8.5. You drop down by 2.5 inches. Then you come down to your muscle line. You divide your shoulder by 2. You don't add anything. You create a box, as you can see. Then you move down to the length and you divide your shoulder by 2 minus 1 to get what you want, as you can see. So you come to your midline, and then you take the stomach or the tummy measurement, how wide it is. You join the one from under, which is the length, to the tummy line, and then you also join from under to the 1 inch, that's the midline, and then from the 1 inch you also join to the half cut you made from the neck to the muscle line, as you can see. So now you mark your neck to the 2.5 inches drop down, as you can see in the video, and then you use your curve to join the 2.5 drop down to your muscle line, and then you also use the curve to draw in from your midline to your muscle line, as you can see. Then you use your curve to join the muscle line to the half cut back to the neck level in order to get your back drop, your back neck. So now you can use a curve to do that, but in this case I preferred a freehand to get the result I actually wanted. So we are done with the back part. Next is the front part. You take your neck measurement and you add 1.5 inches to get 4.3. Yeah, 4.3 in this case. And then you come down, you mark your 4.3, so you join those two lines to get a vertical line. You join it. So next you measure your shoulder slant, and you reduce ½ inch. So you transfer that to the front part too. You mark, in this case that was about 5.2. You mark there and you mark here too. You join those two lines to get another straight vertical line. So as you can see, the front part is gradually coming out. It's gradually coming out. And then what is next is that you take your 3 inches from the back part, then you divide the 3 inches by 2. You come to the muscle line and then you take away 3 inches too. So what's next in this case is the front piece shoulder. You take away 2.5 inches from the shoulder level to the muscle level, and then you take the remainder of your stomach measurement in the front to complement what you already had at the back. You join the 3 inches under that you made initially to the tummy line, which is the midline in this case, and then you use your curve from the midline back to the muscle line in order to get your front piece. So as you can see, the shape is gradually coming out. So the front piece, you deduce ½ inch too from the top. Normally now, even for other outfits, the front piece is always shorter than the back. So you join the 2.5 inches to the neck level. So next we are going to take 2 inches from the muscle line down and 2 inches from the muscle line to the front. This is we trying to get the armhole, and then 2 inches from that to the front part, and then you make your front pocket to be 4 inches. Now you are going to join the 2 inches you created initially from the muscle line downwards to the 2 inches sideways, and then to the neck as the shoulder. And gradually, as you can see, we are getting our armhole in the picture. Now you join the 2 inches back to the curve you created initially. Now as you can see, we have our armhole. Next we are going to get our side front piece. So you take ½ inch from the armpit and then 1.5 inches from under. So you join the ½ inch here and then the 1.5 inches you got from under in order to get your side front piece. So as you can see, we have our front part, our side piece, and our back part all in one box frame. That is why it's called the box frame method. You come to the midline and you take 3/4, that's 0.75. You create a curve from the pocket line to the 0.75 inches you made initially back to the armhole. So you join this to create a curve. This is you just trying to shape your suit, your safari suit, so that it will not be shapeless. So from that, we are trying to get the chest pocket. You've gotten it already, so you mark 4 inches from the muscle line down, and then what is left, you take ½ inch from there down to the pocket level, trying to get the front dart, the dart in front. This is what we are trying to get. So now you take 0.25 inches sideways, 0.25 sideways, then you join it together. This is in a bid to create the shaping of the front dart, because you don't just do that, you do it with measurements too. So 0.25 from there, and then you try to make a V shape in order to match the 4 inches you initially got from the muscle line downwards. So as you can see, That is the dart you just created. And then from the pocket line upwards, you take ½ inch, as you can see. That's 4/8 or 0.5, as the case may be in your own readings. You join the ½ inch to the dart you created. So this is gradually giving us the shape of a safari suit. Up next is your neck. You are taking 2 inches from the shoulder line. In order to create your neck, you use a curve, as you can see. You join the curve from the neck down to meet your 2 inches in front. This is you trying to get the shape of your front neck. And remember, this is not all. While sewing, you are going to make some adjustments, especially to the front neck, because as it is, you see it is a bit too big in reality. But you join us closely, or you follow our channel, or you register for our class in order to get the full details of the drafting down to the finish. So back to this end, this is trying to get the slit. It's going to be a double slit safari suit. So from the slits, we intended to make it 9 inches, and we are drawing a line to match the 9 inches. All we are trying to do here right now is to create the slit at the back, a double exhaust as most people call it. It looks difficult, but it's going to get easier as you keep doing it. As you keep doing it, it's going to get easier. You just need to be consistent and intentional about your efforts. So all of this is just to get the slit, taking out ½ inch there to create a slant. And yeah, it's as easy as that. Just do well to follow our channel, join our physical class in order to get better and become a professional suit maker. It's very, very easy. Very, very easy. So this is the process of cutting it out. You see, if you are not careful, this is where you just rubbish everything you have done. So you have to be careful not to misinterpret or interchange the lines while trying to cut it out. This is the neck cutting it out now. As you can see, there were so many lines on a chart or on a graph or on a pattern paper, as the case may be. But you have to be careful and learned and skilled enough to know which line you're going to cut on. You don't just cut any part. So follow carefully to see which parts you're supposed to cut and which you are not supposed to cut, and how it's supposed to look like. So we're going to have another class. You follow up on the joining and every other thing. We're going to be teaching you the process of canvassing as well, how to canvas a front piece of a suit to make it look ready-made. Thank you for watching, and thank you for liking, joining, and then sharing. Stay tuned for our next class. Registration for physical classes on suit making is ongoing. Do well to join us on our next batch and become a professional suit maker. So you cut out the front dart, you take away the piece. Here, as you can see, you've had your front dart, and you create a notch at the armhole to coincide with your muscle line. So after joining, you have something like this. So in our next class, we'll learn how to draft the sleeves.